And one thing that you like brought up that I really want to remind us as leaders of our home, for our, anyways, we're not always going to get it right. We're not always perfect. So guess what? Like half the job of a leader is just acknowledging our humanness, which is, oh, I made a mistake, or, oh, my kid made a mistake. And what would I tell my kid in that moment? I'm going to tell him, guess what? You get to start over tomorrow. Do you have to repair and apologize if something happened or if something was broken or whatever? Yes, you got to repair. There are consequences to some things. However, your life's not over. You don't have to be defined as the bad kid or the bad leader or the bad mom, because we all are human. We all will make a mistake. And it's really just like, okay, how can I reset and start over? And what can I learn from this? And I just think that's a huge part of leadership, that we all, it can be a good reminder that it's like, it doesn't mean you have to get it right every time. And it's actually practicing the humility afterwards of like, I screwed up. I'm sorry about that. What can we do to move forward?
And I think that that helps build your confidence also, because failure is only an opportunity for learning. You
Yes.
try something and it doesn't work, and you say, okay, well, now I don't have to try that again. I'm going to try something else. And that might not work either, but you gain confidence through trying that. And I think sometimes a lack of confidence can keep people from trying things because they're afraid of failure. Right? That's
Yes.
obviously a huge thing that happens. And
Yeah.
that's a bummer because then you miss out on opportunities. Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. I think I read something. I saw it on an Instagram reel. It was, I'm really bad at history, so I'm probably going to get the name wrong, but let's just say the person who invented the light bulb was Thomas Edison. I'm not sure if that's true. Fact check
All
me.
right.
Like when Thomas Edison made the light bulb, he like got it wrong 100 times,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got
Mm-hmm.
it right, and now we
Mm-hmm.
have lights. But if he would have quit, and
Right.
probably other scientists in that time were probably trying the
Yeah.
same experiment and tried it 50 times and we're like, oh, I can't get it, it can't be done, and they stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're
Yeah.
the person who you just keep going and you're like, but I know I got something here,
Yeah.
you just, yeah, the breakthrough can happen too.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
a fine line though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's a fine line
No,
because you can work on something for a long time and then I don't know.
sometimes
It's
it's not a right fit. It's not in alignment with what you're meant to do, I
right.
feel like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, like, I remember in one of our first conversations when I told you about my dream to have an apartment in Paris or work in Paris, I can't remember. And I said,
Yeah.
oh gosh, like, I actually got like this feeling, like this lightness feeling. And you're like, follow that.
Yes.
So, maybe that's kind of the
Your
criteria
compass.
that you can use. Yeah, the
Yes.
compass that you can use if I just have to show you my dog. He's coming in for some lovin'. Guys.
Oh, sweet dogs are the
Um,
best.
Yeah. So that's, yeah, like the compass that you can use for saying, like, okay, this is worth continuing to spend time on this.
I agree. I agree. That is huge. And I think that's another piece that we are like learning to cover like in our program too, which is like, what does that feel like? What does that feel like when it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is in alignment and I need to keep following this. And then I
Hmm.
also need tools though, because again, we're all human. So it's also learning tools to like quiet down or rebalance when you're fearing the fear, anxiety, the doubt, the stress come in. Cause that's also, I mean, I get it. And we need tools to calm that down so that we can truly listen to, am I
Yes.
really leaning into this? Or is this really something that's not meant for me? Like, I just knew working in the traditional healthcare industry was not where I was meant to be. And I know some people might be like, well, you gave up. You didn't, you didn't hang into it. But I just knew that's not where my light was going to shine. My light
Right.
was not going to shine being OT in a hospital for the next 30 years of my life. And I could have done it,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't have
Right.
been like fully listening to my authentic self. So
Yeah.
you're right. It's like a line of just, yeah, knowing how to follow that.
Yes.